Okay, that should be working now. Sorry about that. So what happened that conflict? We saw a shameful display get used. This is turn 2, yeah. So shameful display got used. Brash Samurai honored himself. We had an ornate fan. Oh, shameful was used on Yunako. Okay, she was the one who defended. I thought Miyako defended for some reason. Yeah, so Miyako's gonna attack this shameful now. And we'll see if he has a political rival here to defend this. He could also have another steward for shame, but we'll see. Let go would stop the break. He does have the political rival. He actually plays it with 0 additional fate. That is interesting. Not sure what he wants to save that fate for. He does have 1 conflict left, so he could be playing another... no, he just passes. So yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't put a fate on that character. Micah will claim the Imperial favor. So Scorpion favored on board state currently, by a little bit, I think. And we see a couple of manipulators here. I think you probably want to play... Okay, he plays Hotaru 3 Fate. I was about to say maybe you want to play the Challenger. He is going first and he has the favorable ground, but he decides to go with the Hotaru. Scorpion is going to buy all of his characters, maybe? No, just 2. And now we can see Scorpion, yeah, he's going to push his bid up to 6 with the manipulator and then steal the honor back. So with Crane first player, I imagine you're going to want to attack the firing here. I feel like it's either going to be just a poke with the samurai or a big attack with Hotaru and Guest of Honor, but we'll see. Looks like he is going to poke with the samurai. At meditations. And yeah, I think he definitely go fire here. Yeah, he does go fire. So I might consider defending this with Yunako. If you let the firing go through, then Hotaru's going to be honored, and that is a problem. So yeah, I might just defend with her. It's highlighting the rumor monger. He could have a for shame. He would need it. Okay, he plays a goblin sneak into the conflict. And that's going to let him use Miyako's ability again. Which I think we'll see another random discard since the crane does have 17 cards. Yeah. So he discards a policy debate. It's not bad. See Brash Samurai get used. So yeah, a for shame here would be enough to win unless Crane has an extra card to play. Which, yeah, we have very large hand sizes from both sides, so I imagine, yeah, he has a Way of the Scorpion that works also. Crane has an opportunity to cancel it here. If he doesn't cancel this, it's going to turn Voice of Honor off. Ooh, so we see the young rumormonger move the dishonor to Hotaru, which actually does not turn Voice of Honor off now because he still has 2 honored characters. But dishonoring Hotaru is pretty good. We'll see if he has another Way of the Scorpion or for shame. I imagine he does. He has almost as many cards in hand as he has in deck, so pretty good chance he has at least one of those. The other thing we could see, though, is the favorable ground to move the Brash Samurai home. Scorpion also has a favorable ground. Yeah, we see a for shame dishonor the Brash Samurai. And we see a katana. Again, I imagine Scorpion has... He's used 1 for shame, 1 Way of the Scorpion now. I imagine he still has more cards to stop this. Forgot to do that. We see a... Ooh, okay. So we actually see an assassinate on the Brash Samurai. Nope. The Crane player tried to cancel it using a censure, but then Forged Edict canceled the censure. So the Brash Samurai will get assassinated. I think that's fine for the Crane player. That was a Brash Samurai with no fate, so it's not really a big deal, I think. The Scorpion player used a for shame and an assassinate, and you only really put a katana on him, so I think that's a positive trade overall. So we see the Goblin Sneak find Manicured Gardens. It's going to give Crane some more fate to work with here. Contesting the Air Ring. Let's see. The Scorpion player does have 2 bonsai, so he could try to break this if it's not defended. Um, He's hovering Hotaru here. She's currently at 0 military skill because of the dishonored status. Although we could see a way of the crane to re-honor. Manicured Garden gets used. We see a fine katana, interesting. So I don't think the crane player has much hope of winning the political conflict at this point if he attacks. So we might see him just wait and defend with the guest of honor. I mean, I guess it depends on what's in his hand, but I think he might just be going for the defense here. Oh. Yeah, you can favorable ground in still to use the ability, that's true. And one thing I actually just realized is the crane player does have a Kami Unleashed in his deck. I was gonna say you could Kami Unleash to unbow Hotaru with the Water Ring, but you probably don't want to attack the Water Ring anyway, so I don't think that would be... we did see the Bonsai get used on the Goblin Sneak, so he's not going to break, but he is going to get the Air Ring. I think that's fine if you're the crane player. You basically paid an honor to steal one of your honor. And we are going to see the guest of honor attack here. And he's attacking the Void Ring. So, yeah, we could still see the Kami Unleashed to resolve this Void Ring, and I wonder which one of these you actually Void Ring if you only get to do it once. Yeah, Bonsai partly for favor also, that does give him 2 rings. Again though, I don't know what your chances of actually winning this conflict are. Scorpion can't play events, so depending on what he has in his hand, he's going to use Yunako to switch the skill on the guest of honor. Yeah, I mean, he could have some Force Shames, he could have a Court Games, he could have Admit Defeat actually, but he has to watch out also for some more Forged Edicts. And Voice of Honor is currently turned off. So I think if you have the Court Games and some Voice of Honors, you try to dishonor this Yunako to turn that on. Oh. Well, he can't play Forged Edicts anyway because of the Guest of Honor, so you actually don't have to worry about that. Yeah, Guest of Honor is too good. So if you have the Admit Defeat, then I think you definitely play that. It actually kind of makes me wonder why Scorpion didn't throw the Manipulator in there. We do see the Admit Defeat. Yeah, so I think maybe not at least throwing the Manipulator in was a mistake. Now the crane will be able to favorable ground in the Hotaru to get the double Void Ring. And the Scorpion player will potentially get to break one of Crane's provinces. Yeah, it seems like a mistake not to defend with 2. I definitely agree. I mean, I guess he must have just been counting on Crane player not having the Admit Defeat. It is a 1x card, but I don't know. Oh, right, the Scorpion has a favorable ground also. I forgot about that. So he's going to favorable ground in the Miyako. Yeah, and then Pilgrimage stops the ring effect. So, yeah, we could see some for shames now, potentially. He does have 2 for shames left. We see a Let Go on the Ornate Fan. We could see Crane play another Ornate Fan to put himself into breaking range. Oh, right, the Crane Stronghold. He's just going to be able to bow Miyako. So yeah, this is fine. No, Pilgrimage cancels all ring effects, even the Hotaru ones. We see a Cunning Magistrate get played. So Scorpion just keeps coming up with answers to this. What we might end up seeing is, if Crane can't break this, he might just favorable ground the guest out to defend against the other political attack from Scorpion. Hotaru does not bypass Pilgrimage. I can bring up that ruling here, but I've definitely encountered that before, and I'm like 99% sure. Yeah. So Pilgrimage cancels all ring effects, including those initiated by card effects. Doji Hotaru's on that list. So yeah, that would cancel the Hotaru ability. We see a policy debate. This guest of honor is currently at oh, right. I forgot that Unako got used. I was like, how is he only at 5? But yeah, Unako switched it, so it's 1 + 1 + 2, so 4. Micah's going to bid 3 here. Yeah, you can't Kami against Pilgrimage either. You actually can't even Keeper Kami if they're attacking your Pilgrimage, which is kind of funny. But yeah, Crane is going to win that policy debate. And we see 2 Fate Worse Than Death, Assassinate, Bonsai, Censure, 2 Charge, Court Games, another Magistrate. So a lot of pretty good cards here. You might just go with one of the Fate Worse Than Deaths. To get one of those out of the way. How many does he have? He has 3 in his deck. Scorpion will very likely be getting the favor next turn, so Censure would not be a terrible pick, I guess, but probably not the best. He actually does discard Censure, okay. So yeah, I mean, I guess Censure makes just as much sense as a Fate Worse Than Death, because we haven't seen any, we've seen one of Crane's cancels, but we haven't seen any of the Voice of Honor yet. So if he can turn that on, he can potentially just cancel the Fate Worse Than Death. We see a shame on the 4 shame on the Cunning Magistrate. Unfortunately, that does not reduce it to 0 because its effect is other characters, so it still has 1. We could see a second 4 shame. Yeah, we see the second 4 shame. And wydwen passes, so now you favorable ground in the Hotaru. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's a big investment, but it is going to, if he can get this double Void Ring, he's going to be able to kill both the Miyako and the Yunako. I think that would be the play here. wydwen passes, so yeah, that's going to be it. Ooh, we actually see a Court Games on the Hotaru to remove the Dishonor. And he knows Scorpion's hand at this point. And he only has 1 fate, so there's no way to do anything here. This is going to let the Scorpion player get a free attack back. And let's look back at his hand here. Yeah, he doesn't really have anything that would let him get a free break. So we see the Yunako get voided. Hotaru resolves the effect again to void Miyako. So I wonder if you scout a province here. The 2 face down are Meditations and Fertile. I think he found Manicured this turn. He is going to scout and he finds Meditations. So we'll see if Micah has an action. He uses Meditations. This is the Earth Ring. So Earth Ring's pretty good here. It's already 11 cards to 6. Micah committed a lot of cards to that last conflict, so his hand size is a little bit lower than he would like. And the Earth Ring would just compound that. He does have a political rival. Unfortunately, he only has 3 fate. So this is the second rival with no fate this game, which feels kind of bad. So I think things are looking pretty good for Crane going into the next turn. We see the Court Games. We know he does have a 4 shame also. So we might see a... He has a Way of the Scorpion too though, so I don't... Yeah, Micah would really like to keep the favor for sure. Although he did discard the Censure, so we see Interesting. So we see a Way of the Crane honoring Hotaru. So this suggests that he has Voice of Honor in his hand, which he does. So he's going to have a Voice of Honor to cancel the Force Shame. So that's pretty good. His hand size is getting lower and lower, though. He's down to only 3 cards now. But like I was saying, going into the next turn, he's going to have an Honored Hotaru and an Honored Guest of Honor. So that's a pretty big board. And then on the Scorpion side, he just has this Dishonored Rumormonger, the Goblin, and the Dishonored Magistrate. So just on board, things look good for Crane here, but the hand sizes are pretty big difference at this point. Let's see. Yeah, the hand size difference is huge for sure. The Scorpion player still has Way of the Scorpion, he still has Cunning Magistrate, he still has both Fate Worse Than Death. So I don't know if he really wants to play the Favored Niece right now. His hand is pretty okay. We'll see what the Crane player plays. He could just play Challenger, since he knows that there's an Assassinate. Favorable Ground is going to be good again here because he can move in the Guest of Honor if he wants to turn off any events, or he can move in the Hotaru if he needs to for the ring effects. Yeah, Guest will leave after this turn. Likely a Fate Worse Than Death lands on Hotaru, that's true. The Guest leaving is definitely going to be a big blow. Micah's going to bid 4. wydwen bids 1. So Micah goes down to 3 honor. So yeah, I think it really does depend on how many Voice of Honors the Crane player has left in his hand. He only had 1 Censure and he used that already. So his only cancels left are 2 Voice of Honors. Meanwhile, the Scorpion player has 1 Sentry left in his deck, but he currently doesn't have the favor. And then he has 2 more Forged Edicts. So 2/2 on cancels. We're seeing a Goblin Sneak poke into Meditations. We know he has the Bonsai if he wanted to try to break on the unopposed. So we are going to see the Guest of Honor defend, and then he just passes. Scorpion could play his other Cunning Magistrate if he wanted to. It is Watering also, so yeah, he was just forcing the Guest of Honor to defend basically. wydwen only drew 1 card. Yeah, so that 1 card he drew would have to be a Forged Edict for him to have a cancel. That's true. wydwen does have enough Fate to play both copies of a Fate Worse Than Death. I think actually discarding the Censure instead of a Fate Worse Than Death might have been a mistake last turn. Especially considering Scorpion didn't even get favor. Only 1 voice has been used. 1 voice and 1 Censure. So he has 2 left. We're going to see a big political attack, it looks like. at meditations. He doesn't, I guess he doesn't want to attack Secret Cache because that would give Scorpion the cancel potentially. So this does seem to suggest that Crane has both Voice of Honors in his hand. If he doesn't have both Voice of Honors, then attacking Meditations is a mistake, I think, because he can Meditations Hotaru and then Fate Worse Than Death. So yeah, I think it'll just come down to whether the Scorpion player drew the Forged Edict. That's true, he only gets one action before events are turned off, so yeah, we could see the favorable ground to move the Guest of Honor in, and that would stop any events from getting used, so he actually only has to have one Voice of Honor, but again, that's... So we see a Way of the Scorpion. We knew he had that. Doji Challenger's gonna move in the Lyre. Surprised he didn't move in Guest of Honor. Maybe he has both cancels and he just wants to make Scorpion use a Fate Worse Than Death. If you have both cancels, then you're safe right now. Yeah, this is definitely interesting. Micah passes. He is breaking currently. He's contesting the air ring, so a double air ring would get him up to 7 honor. Yeah, it makes sense if he has the Voice of Honor and he wants to just make Scorpion use a Fate Worse Than Death so he can cancel it. We'll see what wydwen does. We see another Way of the Scorpion to dishonor Hotaru. And we see the Cunning Magistrate, which we knew he had. That does put Scorpion ahead. I wonder what's in the Crane player's hand right now. So at this point, Scorpion actually won't be able to use Fate Worse Than Death because he's used too much Fate. He only has 3 left. We see a Way of the Crane to honor Hotaru. The Rumor Monger is going to move that to the Challenger. That is enough to put Crane ahead, but... Yeah, I guess that makes sense to move that since the dishonored Hotaru will still be here next turn and you still have the Magistrates. wydwen had that Way of the Scorpion. Oh, he played 2, so yeah, he drew a Way of the Scorpion this turn, that's correct. Because he only had 1 last turn. Why not just Hotaru and then Taxi Guest? Yeah, attacking into meditations does mean that if Scorpion goes void here, he could void off this Hotaru this turn. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still wondering what's in the Crane player's hand. So we see him attack. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that Micah runs Art of Peace instead of Fertile Fields. So we see him attack Art of Peace. Seeker of Air gains 1 fate. Cunning Magistrate only affects other characters, not himself. So he does have 1 skill here. The Rumor Monger is not contributing skill though, so... Yeah, I'm kind of unsure why he didn't just leave the Rumor Monger at home. I guess it doesn't really matter, because he would have only tied favor that way. Box gets used, and he favorable grounded in somebody. I didn't see who. Guest of honor. So he is actually going to win that conflict because of the favor. And we see a Steward of Law. So yeah, this is another reason why you probably want to leave the Rumor Monger at home, to defend against this, so you don't... I mean, all it's going to do is make you lose an honor from unopposed. But he's attacking Shameful, actually. So yeah, that's the other thing that this lets you do. He does actually know that the Scorpion player is out of conflict characters in hand. So he's safe to attack Shameful here. And if he has any military buff, he can actually just break this. So yeah, I think it was a mistake to attack with the Rumor Monger. Oh, right, we knew he had the charge. Where's his hand? There it is. Yeah, so he had 2 charges. So he is actually going to win this conflict. All Shameful Display will do is honor the niece, since you can't dishonor. Yeah. And the Scorpion player gaining an honor is not really very significant right now. Wydwen still has an assassination also, yeah. So yeah, I think it's just actually... I don't want to say it's a mistake to attack Shameful. We see Voice of Honor cancel an assassination. Oh, he used a bonsai on the Steward of Law, okay. I missed a couple actions here. So, we see a fine katana, and then a pass. So, I don't think Micah really had a chance of winning that conflict, since Scorpion had 2 charges in the katana and the assassinate. I guess he just wanted him to spend cards. It is interesting that he used a Voice of Honor on the assassinate instead of saving it for a fate worse than death. Okay, let's see. We have a couple of Shojus on Scorpion's side. and some cheap guys for Crane. The Assassinate got used, which is good. Unless he draws another Assassinate, then he won't be able to kill any of these low-cost characters. We see the Whisperer with 1 Fate. He's only used 1, right? Oh, he's actually used both Assassinates. So yeah, you can just play these cheap guys with Fate if you want to. We see Shoju get bought. Micah actually passes first. See what the bids are. They're both back up to 5 bids. Interesting. The hand sizes were getting low, so it makes sense. Yeah, I think the Voice of Honor is a mistake. Because the Assassinate didn't really matter. All it really got him to do was spend an extra katana. Shoju's never going to leave. Yeah, that's... He's probably going to be here for the rest of the game. I mean, it depends on how long the game goes, I guess. But the Crane player has stabilized his honor. What was I saying? Yeah, essentially you traded Voice of Honor for Katana, and I feel like that's a bad trade. We see a fire conflict, finally attacking secret cache. Sort of out of options currently. We might see this Shoju get pulled in, if I had to guess. Slisky versus Noman match is over. Yeah, this game, not really sure how much longer it's gonna go. It looks like he's defending with Shoju. That would be interesting. He does have these 2 cunning magistrates to handle the Hotaru. So yeah, we do see him defend with Shoju. I think you pull in... Okay, we see a 4 shame. So that's why he defended with Shoju, so he could turn 4 shame on. Interesting, I guess. You could still pull in the Dishonored Magistrate and still be winning. Way the Crane honors the challenger. Oh, right, he has favorable ground. Yeah, I always forget about that. So yeah, if the challenger pulls a magistrate now, he can just favorable ground home with this Shoju. So that makes sense. Scorpion with only 1 fate means that he won't be able to use a fate worse than death this turn, which is always good as the Crane player. We see a bonsai on shoju, a fine katana, another fine katana. We've only seen one let go this game. Both players have 3 let goes. I think if you're out of cards to play and it looks like you're going to lose the conflict, we do see a let go, then you just pull in one of the magistrates. So if he favorable grounds home, well, he just favorable grounds the magistrate home, I guess. But either way, we see let goes traded. And we see a Kami Unleashed. So I think what this will do is he'll dishonor Shoju with the firing, so that he'll win the conflict, and then he can honor Hotaru with the ring effect. And we know he's safe from assassination because Scorpion has already used both assassinations. Let's see. Yeah, that should be enough to win, I think. I'm not sure what else the Scorpion player could have here. He's used all of his 4 shames, he's used all of his Way of the Scorpions. I guess he could technically... Oh no, he only has 2 katanas. So yeah, I think that... Oh, right. Charge. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, I think that was the one card that wins this conflict for him. Is this a noble sacrifice setup? It could be. We see a policy debate on Yunako. Yeah, noble sac would be pretty sick here. He's going to policy debate here to see if Scorpion has any... Well, even if he has an edict, he doesn't have any courtiers that aren't already dishonored. Ooh, wydwen's going to bid 5. So yeah, we do see that the crane does not have noble sac. Yeah, this is interesting. I guess you discard the bonsai. Scorpion's already used his bonsai. Yeah, if you want to win this conflict, then you... Whoops. Press the help key. He discards court games. Interesting. Micah hasn't played bonsai this conflict, has he? Yeah, no. Yeah, it looks like this game might still go on for a while. He doesn't play the bonsai. Why didn't he play the bonsai? Oh, right, he still hadn't used Yunako, so he could have switched Shoju's skills. Yeah, good point. I forgot about that. We see the Cunning Magistrate attack the Art of Peace. So yeah, taking the court games was actually correct there, because now he won't be able to honor Hotaru to get around this Magistrate. I'm a little surprised Micah didn't bid 2 there on the policy debate. We see Steward of Law come into play on the defense. This is Voidring. Micah should have went for 3. You never risk losing PD versus Scorpion. Yeah, I definitely agree that bidding 1 was incorrect there. I think that you should bid higher. Because losing that court games was really big, because you now have to win this political conflict without Hotaru's skill, which I guess you can still do, but does make things a little bit more difficult. Gonna go back into secret cache. So maybe he's gonna leave Hotaru standing and just claim favor. It looks like that's his plan here. He's attacking Earth. Earth is, yeah, hand size 2 to 6, so you definitely want Earth Ring. Seeing the Cunning Magistrate defend, so if he has a way to dishonor, he could have a court games. He's only played 1. How many does he have? He has 3. So yeah. Yeah, we do see the court games, and we know that Micah doesn't have anything he can do about that, so that'll just be it. So Micah will get to keep favor, but wydwen. Well, actually, if he goes watering here and unbows Shoju, that'll be 5 to 4. Wydwen is known for nearly always bidding 1 on policy debate. Okay, then, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, it didn't end up working out. They're just going to go ahead and pass through their conflicts. And we see the Imperial Palace for the Crane player. So this favor is not likely going anywhere. And 2 Soci-Illusionist for Scorpion. Yeah, we see 1 Soci-Illusionist. I expect the Illusionist and maybe the Liar, if he thinks he can still pass first. But maybe you just pass now, seeing the Challenger. Yeah, he does pass. If the difference is 2 or less, he bids 5 every time. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I don't think I've really seen a lot of wydwen's games, so I don't know, but wydwen bids 3 on the draw here to get some honor back. That is going to turn off his box since Crane bid 5. Soci Illusionist is just going to go ahead and remove Shoju's Dishonor right away. He could have also chosen to remove the honor from the Doji Challenger to turn off Voice of Honor, but since we have these 2 Cunning Magistrates in play, removing that dishonor is probably better. And Shoju's going to be around for longer anyway. Looks like he's going to attack here. I wonder what ring he'll choose. You definitely want to void off this challenger if you can. Turns off Noble Sack also, that's true. And yeah, he does have 4 fate. So we could just see the fate worse than death on the challenger. So we see the watering to take that extra fate. And you can't really defend with either the Whisperer or the Steward, or he'll just kill you. I think all the 4 shames have been used. All of Scorpion's 4 shames got used. We got 1, 2, 3. And then for Crane, yeah, all 3 for Crane also. So no 4 shames left in play. Yeah. All of the way of the Cranes and all of the way of the Scorpions also. Not all of the court games though. I think only 1 court games from Crane and 2 from Scorpion. We see the not dishonored Doji Whisperer defend. And a court games to dishonor Shoju. I think he's regretting attacking with just Shoju here. 7. Oh, you're talking about the decks, yeah. wydwen with only 7 cards left in deck and Micah with 5. We see a Voice of Honor, cancel, ambush. That is the last Voice of Honor. So, Crane is officially out of cancels. And yeah, with the conflict decks getting low here, I expect we'll see players... Obviously, winning line gone. Yeah, I expect we'll see players try and get the air ring to get some more honor. And maybe start bidding low. This game's been going on for a while. So watering gets resolved, bowing the other whisper. Interesting that he chose the whisper over the steward of law. And we're seeing an attack from both of the challengers at secret cache. Yeah, that would have been a pretty good ambush. I wonder what ring you want here. Looks like air, that's what I was going to say. Felt like an on-tilt play from wydwen. Yeah, based on the chat, that seems like he might be tilting a little bit. We see firing, actually. I guess trying to... I guess probably honor your other challenger. So, let's see what's left in Scorpion's deck. He does have one more Fury, which he can't use against this challenger. He has... I think he's only played 2 of each of his conflict characters. Yeah, so he still has 1 Goblin Sneak and 1 Cunning Magistrate. I want to say 2 1-court games. We actually haven't seen a single fate worse than death. We know he had 2 in his hand earlier, so he could now have all 3 in his hand, potentially. Secret cache's reaction is optional, yeah. Yeah, keywords like courtesy and sincerity are not optional. So Baishi Liar, that's not optional. But any triggered ability, so if it has a bold keyword like action, reaction, interrupt, those are all, you have to trigger them, so it's optional. Doji Challenger pulls in a Cunning Magistrate. Secret cache is still breaking. So if he breaks this, he is going to have to start going into meditations, probably. wydwen passes, so it is going to break. And okay, so we see a Goblin Sneak get played. So I think he'll poke air, I want to say. He could, of course, attack Void and try to void this challenger. More sneaks. He's attacking Art of Peace. If he attacks Void, I think you probably have to defend. He attacks air to get the fate. That's fine. Doji Challenger, no. Steward of Law defending. This is going to be 2-2 in skill. I don't know what Micah has in his deck in the way of mill buffs. He's already played all 3 katanas. All 3 stewards. All 3 for shames. So yeah, he's just going to pass. Airing's going to steal 1 honor, which puts Micah down to 6. So he is getting into the... Yeah, he is sort of getting into the range where the reshuffle could kill him. So yeah, defending there is good because you don't lose the honor on unopposed, even though you don't win. Looks like we're seeing an attack into Meditations with this Forfeit Challenger attacking Void. So he is going to be able to void off either the Illusionist or the Magistrate. I think I would void off the Illusionist. We see a defense. Ornate Fan. This is a political attack. I thought it was military for a second, I think, but Scorpion has seen most of his deck, so he does have another Let Go. Still 1 Let Go left in his deck, even. That was the 2nd fan from Crane. Yeah, Illusionist got used. That is correct. Where did 3 Fate go? I think you're talking about the assassination. Yeah, so assassinating the Illusionist, that is definitely risky. It looks like he is going to go in for a stronghold break on this next turn. Scorpion has Rally to the Cause under the stronghold. Ooh, we see Yoshi with Favor. Although he only has 5 cards left in his deck, so... Still good, though. If he wants to just bid 1 and then use that to draw 3. Yoshi dead card here. Yeah, I mean... You'd probably rather play Hotaru, I guess. Ooh, he does play Yoshi. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think we know he's going to bid 1 here. So he's only going to draw 1 card, so he'll have 4 in hand and 4 in deck. So he will get to draw 3 more. He's just going for the game end this turn. He's first player, so he could just go in for a big stronghold attack. We might... So Scorpion might just pass here. I think you either pass or you play the Sociologist. We know he has either 2 or 3 Fate Worse Than Deaths in hand. So if he passes first, he could just be saving those, the Fate, to play those. No Fate Worse Than Death have been played. And we actually did see from a policy debate earlier that he has 2 in hand. Yeah, we know Woodwind has at least 2 in hand. How many voices left? There are no voices left. No cancels. All 3 voices got used. 1, 2, 3. And Censure got used earlier. So yeah. Yeah, not too many cards left here. So yeah, I think we might just see him go for the double Fate Worse Than Death. We could also potentially see the Sociologist get played. Yeah, he plays the Sociologist, so we'll only see 1 Fate Worse Than Death at max. Yeah, no Voice of Honor left. Yeah, this is interesting. Let's count up the skill, I guess. For political, Micah has 5, 10, 19 to 8. There are no charges left, actually. I think he's used 1 charge, 2 charge. Yeah, he only has 2 charges in his deck. So, no more charges. No conflict characters. There is still 1 more Cunning Magistrate, actually. Yeah, he has 3 of those. Woodwind doesn't run clouds, that's correct. Discard. Let's see, we got 2 rivals. Did he play the 3rd rival? He did not. Yeah, there is 1 more Fury left for Woodwind, but with his last province about to get flipped, that won't matter. Ooh, he plays Hirowe. He probably has Last Rival, yeah. Last Rival would be good here. Could covert somebody. He definitely has Fate Worse Than Death in hand. Yeah, we saw in a policy debate earlier that he had 2 in his hand. I don't know if I can find it. Let's see. Hirowe plus Shoju plus Illusionist can get a kill potentially. What is illusionist playing? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Yeah, so right here we saw 2 Fate Worse Than Deaths. There are none in his discard pile, so... Yeah, it's Rally Under the Stronghold. Oh, you mean dishonoring people and then killing them to get a dishonor win? Micah is kind of forced to scout. Yeah, I was kind of thinking maybe you just go all in, and then even if he flips, you're still fine. Yeah, wydwen cannot win in one conflict. I think that's true. We see the rival get played, so he did have that. So we might just see an all-in political and covert Hirowe, I think, so that he can't pull whoever got coverted in. I think I prefer keeping the Fate for a Fate Worse Than Death rather than playing Hirowe here, but I'm not sure. Yeah, looks like we're gonna see the all-in. Yeah, essentially it was a 50-50 to have rival. He had 4 in hand and 4 in deck. wydwen can't leave this on political. He unhighlighted everybody. Wonder what he's thinking. He's not winning in mill. He has 13 military, I think. I think he's fine on military, actually. Yeah, you have to covert the Hirowe or he just pulls the Shoju, that's true. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. But yeah, I think flipping to military actually hurts Scorpion more than Crane. Leaving the Whisper at home is strange. There is a court games left. Yeah, Scorpion has 1 court games left. Crane has also 1, I think. Yeah, 1 for both. Zero for Crane? Did I miss one? Oh yeah, I missed one. Yeah, 0 for Crane. You can fury the political rival, actually. We see Shoju get moved in. Yeah, I think he can defend on this political attack, actually. We see Yoshi get used. Yeah, you definitely needed to covert the Hiroe there. Yeah, so Illusionist is 2 skill. I think he can defend. I don't think he can win. He could, maybe, if he has. Shoju got coverted, yeah. Hiroe moves Shoju into the conflict. What is left in Crane's deck? He has 0 fate, so he can't play his Noble Sack. He's played all of his conflict characters. He does have a fan left. Although Scorpion does have a let go left as well. Yeah, I think that was just a mistake, coverting the Shoju. We see Illusionist removing Shoju's Dishonored status. So yeah, Shoju's ability can be used twice for 2 extra skill. That's 17 to 14. And then he also has the Court Games. Well, we don't know if it's in his hand, but he has a Court Games and a Fury. Yeah, I don't think Micah can break. Has Micah played... He's only played a Let Go out of all of his splash cards, so he still has 2 Let Go and 2 Fury left in his deck. So he's actually... Well, he's guaranteed to have a Fury here, but he also doesn't have any Fate, so he won't be able to Fury this Goblin Sneak. Yeah, so Crane is going to win but not break. Can he survive the draw phase? Yeah, he should be able to survive draw phase next turn because he still has 1 card left in his deck. Yeah, you don't actually reshuffle until you have 0 left and you have to draw another card. So, yeah, I think he could have probably broken if he coverted the Hiroe, although I'm not sure. I'd have to do some math on that. It would have been 4 less skill for Scorpion, so he would have had 10. So if he had the Fury, that would have been enough to defend it, I think. We see a Void Ring at Art of Peace. And Micah actually used up his Imperial Favor for Yoshi's ability, so this Doji Whisperer is actually just not going to do anything now. Oh wait, yeah, he does have a bonsai, doesn't he? So he can bonsai the Whisperer, but again, that won't break. Trying to... Has he used any bonsais? Don't see any. He's used all 3 of his katanas. No katana left, yeah. So yeah, he voids off the political rival. So unfortunately, Micah cannot go Earth Ring here. I expect him to go Fire. No, he doesn't have any Stuarts left either. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 Stuarts. Yeah, he can go Earth, he just can't resolve it, that's true. So if he really wanted the Fate, he could do that. But I think you do go Fire. He actually does go Earth for the Fate. Interesting. Not sure. Yeah. Yeah, the choice there was either honor Yoshi or get one Fate, and he chose to get one Fate. I feel like that's the wrong decision. We know he has Noble Sack, but he has no way to dishonor the Shoju right now, since he didn't go Fire. Yeah, I'm not sure. Ooh, we see a Forged Edict cancel Bonsai. So he's not even going to get this ring. Although, that's not really a big deal, I think. It means Favor is going to remain unclaimed. Edict cancel Bonsai, yeah. Oh, would have been an Imperial Palace. Didn't matter anyway. Yeah, he wouldn't have won Favor anyway. Let's see what we got here. So, a little unfortunate that he didn't at least put one Fate on Hiroe, I guess. But probably doesn't matter too much. I think this time we might just see wydwen pass to get the Fate for his Fate Worse Than Deaths. Yeah, this should be the ultimate last turn. Ooh, we see the favored niece. Is he gonna play the Hiroe again and not use his Fate Worse Than Deaths? No, he just, yeah, he passes, gains one Fate. That is 6 Fate. So he can play one Fate Worse Than Death. We see a Doji Whisper. Obviously they'll bid 1 here. And he's going to discard one of his Fate Worse Than Deaths. I wonder what he's looking for. Has he used all of his fans? He's only used 1 fan, it looks like. So he has 2 fans left. He's also going to discard a Fury. That's pretty dead here. Yeah, he only had 1 ambush, and he already used that. So yeah, it could be court games, could be fans, could be, ooh, it could be censures. I think he still has one sentry left. Yeah, he actually does have a sentry left. Fury is 100% dead, yeah. No zero conflict characters, or zero glory characters left from Crane. Yeah, I think Micah definitely should have planned out that stronghold attack better last turn. Wydwen is gonna go ahead and pass his first conflict. I might have considered attacking with the water ring. Yeah, I don't see how Micah can beat Fate Worse Than Death into losing 5 honor. Yeah, he could get Air Ring, plus the Honored Brash Samurai, but it looks like he's going in, he's considering another big political attack, maybe? Wydwen only needs to defend to win, yeah. Brash solo with Air Ring would be okay. Yeah, I think so. He's gonna attack with the Samurai and the Challenger, contesting the Air Ring. So you wanna... So I guess the idea here is that he uses a Fate Worse Than Death on your Challenger, and then you can honor the Samurai. If Wydwen does not defend, he loses... Yeah, I think he does need to defend. You've seen one bonsai, two bonsais, out of how many? Out of 2. So he's used both bonsais. He's trying to craft an attack that forces Fate Worse Than Death to be used even after Shoju gets pulled in, or Fate Worse Than Death to be used first, at which point you honor Brash. Yeah, so I think this attack is pretty well thought out. But yeah, I think Crane is out of military pumps here. Yeah, I don't see anything else in his deck. So knowing this, the Scorpion could actually just not defend and Fate Worse Than Death the Challenger. That could be potentially a line of play we see. Any charges left? I don't think so. Scorpion has already used both of his charges. Crane does not run charge, so yeah, no charges left. Wydwen does not have a bonsai, I want to say. Yeah, he's used 2, and he only has 2, yeah. So Air Ring's gonna gain 2 honor. City of the Open Hand is gonna steal 1 back. When this Brash Samurai leaves play, that is going to be another honor for the Crane player. Yeah, that'll put him at 6. But yeah, it doesn't matter, potentially, if Scorpion can box. Yeah, if Scorpion can just lower his own honor by 1 and then box in the Dynasty phase, then it won't matter. Or just dishonor one of Crane's characters. Nice Military Fire. Yeah, I think Military Fire is correct here. He passes his conflict opportunity, though. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not really sure if I agree with the Scorpion player not attacking here. Because, yeah, favored niece is just going to get... Well, actually, he does have 2 fans left. But, having said that, Crane player runs 3 let goes. Oh, he's already used 2 let goes, so he only has 1 let go left. I think attacking fire is actually... We actually do know that he has a noble sack in his hand. He has 1 in his deck and he hasn't used it, so dishonoring this shoju would be the same effect as voiding it, I think. But yeah, it looks like he's not going to be able to win. Well, maybe. Yeah, it's not the same effect if it uses a card, that's true. And the other thing is, if you dishonor shoju and then noble sack him, Scorpion player loses an honor, which means even if you gain an honor, he'll be able to box you back down to 5. So I think you just have to honor one of your own characters. We saw court games. Ooh, so the Doji Whisperer gets killed. That's actually really good. The Scorpion player court games it to dishonor it. And we saw a fan and a let go. Yeah, he had 1 let go left. So I think that's going to be it for the Crane player here. So we know he's out of cards that will do anything impactful. Yeah, I'm not sure why it put that message in chat 4 times, but yeah, I think that's going to be it. Crane goes back up to 5 honor with the Brash Samurai, and then he's going to die when he hits the next draw phase. Four times, yeah. Yeah, Jigoku is saying, come on, just end the game already. Yeah, I don't think there's anything. Yeah, so that's going to be the game there. Use storehouse. Yeah, I might have just kept the storehouse and used that. That would have been pretty cool. But he's going to buy the Nourishma to flip a province, I guess. But yeah, there's not really anything in his deck that would save him from dying here. Let's see what the bids are. 1-1, and that's going to be it. What about? Oh yeah, if he was running contingency plan, then yeah. Yeah, that was quite a game there. Yeah, a lot of cranes getting dropped to the losers bracket. Two in the first round and now one in the second round. So Micah will drop to, where's he going? Looks like he's going to play against Kingsley. And then wydwen will move on to face Shenful in yet another Scorpion Mirror match. Let's see. Looks like the next game is probably this one on Thursday. Yeah, lots of Scorpion Mirrors. Potentially even another one if Heinzel and... Oh no, Micah's going down there, never mind. Yeah, so... I wonder when Bill's playing. Alright, well, let's see what they were saying in chat here. Yeah, it looks like Micah forgot that that he had one court games left. Let me see if I can check who won the Nomen game. It looks like Bayushi Nomen won that game against Slisky. Yeah, no problem, Jermaine Johnson. Yeah, so Bayushi Nomen should be moving on to round 2 of the losers bracket. Alright, well, that's going to do it for the cast today. Thanks for watching.